to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to get into cybersecurity with zero experience as quickly as possible while making the most amount of money. If you're in high school or you're a young adult about to get out of high school, this is the best strategy for you. The first thing you're going to do is enlist in the National Guard. Yes, joining the military. Hear me out though. You're going to want to go to a recruiter and ask them to give you a MOS that deals with IT. One of the MOSs could be a 25 Bravo, for example. If there's a better one, they will most likely let you know. This MOS will literally train you to deal with IT equipment. So imagine this, you literally joining, getting paid to go to the trainings and everything, and they're teaching you for free. You're getting great benefits. And since you signed up for the National Guard, you're only having to go on weekends once you get out. Once you're done with your training and basic training, after 3 to 6 months, you're going to come out a trained IT professional. And it didn't cost you nothing but time. And now guess what? This is a key topic of this video, by the way, so make sure you keep it in mind. You now got a clearance. This clearance is going to make you stand out from everybody else. So with your civilian time, now you can start applying for clearance required jobs. You can do this by literally typing in clearance required under the IT category, and a bunch of these will pop up. Some of these will be remote, or they're going to be near a station, for example, Fort Bragg. You can also, instead of looking for jobs, look for recruiters that are always providing clearance jobs. There are some recruiters that's the only thing they'll do, is they'll only give out clearance jobs. Some people, if they have a lot of certs and a lot of experience, sometimes they'll pay for their clearance, but it's very hard to do that. The best way is this, joining the military, getting that clearance. So if you find recruiters that are offering those clearance-based jobs, sometimes you can skip the application and everything. You just be like, hey, I got a clearance. This is my experience. These are my certs. And boom, just like that, you're matched for a job. You'll probably get a job within a week or two. Recruiters are basically hand in hand with the hiring manager. If the recruiter likes you, you're basically solid with the hiring manager. So again, because you have a clearance, you're basically ranked higher in the application process. Any recruiter or anybody that tells you different is lying to you. Why is this? It's because clearances are so rare, so little people have them, and they're so expensive to get if somebody's gonna be sponsoring you for one. So a company would rather get you with zero to little experience with a clearance than somebody that has a bunch of experience but without a clearance. Why? Because again, the clearance is so expensive. They would rather, it'd be cheaper for them to train you without a clearance. You'd probably be trained up in a month or two, and boom, they save themselves 20-30K to get the other person a security clearance. So to give you a better example, I have these certs right here. And if you were to apply, let's say, a network engineer position or a cybersecurity position with just a security plus and no degrees, bro, I'm telling you, you will get the job over me after showing you all the certs that I have and all the degrees that I have. Because I have no clearance and you have the clearance with just a security plus, for example, you would probably get that job over me. It's unfortunate that it is this way, but at the end of the day, everything is run as a business. A business is obviously going to want to cut costs and hire someone that they could train up for cheap compared to having to pay for clearance and all that and not knowing if that person will then leave that position after a few months. They're always going to go that cheaper route with somebody that already has a clearance. So you're probably going to be watching this and saying, well, why didn't you do this? Well, because I didn't know about it. I'm already at a position where it doesn't really make sense for me to leave and join the military. I'm only 23 years old. There's still a good age to join, but I already have a pretty solid job foundation and a house, a family here. So it wouldn't make sense for me to leave. But if I was just out of high school and didn't have nothing holding me back, this is, again, the easiest and best way to go about it to make that bread quick. You get that clearance, you're getting great benefits, everything. You're networking. Once you're in the National Guard, the National Guard does cybersecurity investigations, events, for example. So you're going to be networking with all these cybersecurity IT professionals. And your network, if you have like the worst resume ever, and like no LinkedIn profile, whatever, your network, if you know somebody that knows somebody, you can throw all the other stuff that you need to work on out the window. Because knowing somebody, again, I feel like hiring is a human process. So when you know somebody, they like you, and they could tell the other person that, hey, this person's good, I like them, they're a good worker, you're just gonna make your life so much easier. So again, networking and all these other benefits is one reason why, like, why would you not do this if you're coming out of high school or a young adult? So let's say you locked in a role with your clearance. Let's say it might be a low to mid-level entry position. The next thing you would want to do is start actually building up your certifications and your degrees. Why? Because the fact that you got this position with zero to little experience just with the clearance, imagine how much money you'll be making from mid to higher level positions. You could be making 150 to 200K easily with more advanced certifications and degrees. Some more advanced certifications would obviously be something like a CCNA, CCNP. If you got a CCIE, you're making over 200K. No jokes about it. You're making over 200K if you got that. A clearance. The higher clearances you get, the more money that typically comes with them. Clearance will make me this much. Certs will bump it up this much more. So it's really like just adding to it. So those are some networking certs, for example, but you could also do CCNP Security. I'm listing a lot of Cisco certs. You could also do CompTIA, Pentest Plus, Project Plus, Ethical Hacker. TryHackMe just came out with a new cert. So there's a lot of certs that you could go for that will just improve your resume so much more and help you improve your chances of getting an even better paying position. Again, the more secret the clearance, the higher pay you're going to be getting. Now, don't be fooled. It's going to take a solid few months of studying to get most of these certs. CCNA actually got a video on how to pass it in like under 3 months. CCNP, I'm about to be dropping a video soon. That one, it was the hardest cert. It took 5 to 6 months. The degrees took me maybe like 4 or 5 months each. So as you can see, these all take time, but it's going to be worth it in the future. For example, you'll be making basically what a doctor makes if you do this in half the time. And if you think I'm capping, you can look up some of these big companies. When you look up clearance required jobs, you're gonna see all these big companies that I'm talking about. If you go to their page, they mostly always have the compensation under every job. And I bet you 9 out of 10 jobs you'll see are all over 100K. Some of them, maybe 3 out of 10, are pushing almost either close to 200K or at 200K. So if you're older, you can still do this method. It's just going to take more sacrifice. Again, like I said, for me, for example, I got things holding me back home, my family, like a house, all that stuff. If you just don't care, you just want to start fresh, then yeah, do everything I just said in this video. But mainly, this is mainly for people going out of high school, young adults. I'm just trying to give you the contract is only 4 to 6 years. Why not do that 4 years? People go to college for 4 years and don't get nothing out of it. So why not do this for 4 years and get all this money and experience and networking out of it? All right. People go to college to get into like 50K, 100K in debt. It don't make sense, bro. This is such a better option. I don't know why you wouldn't choose this option. So everybody's free to choose what they want to choose. I'm just giving you an ideal option I think would be best. If I could go back in time, I would do it this way. So maybe you would want to do it like this too. Let me know in the comments down below if you're somebody that's out of high school or about to be out of high school, if this is an interesting strategy that you might be doing soon. And if you already have some experience and are trying to get your bachelor's degree, watch this video I have here talking about how to do it in under 4 to 5 months.